Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Exxon Talk Show. Today is 2021, July 26th, and today we are going to code elisp and Wolfram language and Pepe and girlfriend. Pepe's got girlfriend. Look at this image. Fantastic, beautiful artwork. I love this. Video check, audio check. Okay, good morning, guys. And Pepe and girlfriend. This is one of the great folk art. In 10 years ago, it was the Rage comics, and now it's Jack and Pepe and stuff. Anyway, most of the memes are crap. The ugly shit. But this Pepe is got some kind of a stylish thing going on. So I find Pepe is actually fun artwork. Of course, it's tied to politics. So depending on which side your politics is on, you may not like it. But from just a art point of view, I think some of them is ingenious. Okay, so so I love this image. Okay, so we got a lot to do. So for example, so this is Pepe and artwork. So first of all, so elisp and Wolfram language coding and random. Okay, if you have a comment, post your comments and questions to me. Okay, and donate. Don't forget Patreon me and ching. Super chat, whatever, YouTube, put money in my pocket. So let's do, I want to modify this page to, I want to move this image to the top because I consider this image, the artwork quality is better. Also another thing about this image, let me tell you guys, millennial generation, you young idiots, you crass, know nothing, care about nothing. The millennial generation, beginning in late 2000s, the idiots. It is the millennial generation. For example, you look at these pictures, beautiful classic art, but the millennial generation know nothing. They look at this, boring. What they want is, let me show you what the millennial generation are into. Okay. They are into, so this is some kind of a thing they are into, weird stuff and memes, okay? So Rage Comics is all the rage during the late 2000s, this is what millennial generation invented. That's their thing, okay? And some of them are great because they represent, they are the pop street art. They represent, everyday people, average people, and in many cases, the Rage comics, they illustrate the emotion of human animals, to the T, to perfection, with the simplest number of lines, and also they represent the kind of the street, the mentality, the millennial generation under the current age of society, the post-info age, where they feel powerless, they cannot do nothing, and every day they do is just drivel on social networks, on Facebook and Twitter. So this this Rage comics was all the rage about 10 years ago, but now there's something. So anyway, so you see what millennial generation like, and even this one. Okay, this was a very popular street art. This style, okay, by whoever, I forgot, very popular, but that was the hacker generation, 1990s, okay? Like, so this would be like this style of artwork. You can look up the guy, whoever created this style. It's in the 90s, but let me tell you, so millennial generation, so what they are into this kind of thing. So, this character is Jack, whatever. But it's funny, okay, this one. So, okay, and this one is also millennial generation. This is the earlier millennial generation, what the millennial generation calls the boomers, okay? So, it's very interesting. Linguistically, we are getting into the realm of linguisticality. Okay, so the word boomer, the word boomer originally refers to a generation that's 1940s or 1950s who were born in those years. Today they are 70 years old. Okay, that's what boomer refers to. But however, you hear a lot millennial generation. They talk about boomers like okay boomer, this millennial generation idiots. Lots of you guys spot. So the millennial generation, they have the word boomer like typically like okay boomer, but their boomer refers to not the 70 years old. Their boomer refers to 30 years something millennial generation. So in fact, it refers to themselves, just older. So the reason that happens is that because the millennial generation, they are accustomed to the social network, the chats, the Facebook, the YouTube, the garbage, shit posting comments. You go to YouTube, thousands of comments like, oh, Lord, shit, fuck, contentless, fuck. These are the millennial generation. So they are used to that. That's normal. That's their life. That's their view of the world. That to them is like this is the way to do things. And being a nom, like you don't know who you are. Not bad name, your names, nicknames, or the Batman or princess or whatever. Nicknames. They are into anonymous thing, anonymity. So this millennial generation, they grew up that way, so they just drivel and shitpost and know you and whatever online. So among their group, this is kind of community. Of course, not all millennial generation are like that, but I'm mostly talking about the American, typically the American significant number of young people. Let's say more than 50% young people. They are like that. Okay, for example, you go to Twitter or Twitter or Reddit, almost any social network. You see the comments, then you see, all the comments are like GIF animations, like usually black people, like fucking idiots. This millennial generation, idiots, contentless. They don't have a brain. They don't have content. They don't have something they really want to say, or they don't really care about something about society. They say they care. Oh, these politics, this that. But actually, they don't really care. So that's a millennial generation. Okay, so and this meme is invented sometimes around 2007 or so. Meme, okay, the word becomes a thing. Meme. So this one is actually old. Remember this? There's a name for this neon cat. Okay, this is 2011. Okay, yeah, 2011. This, it's kind of old. So millennial generation, they are into these kind of things. While if you show them, you show them this classic eternal beauty, they don't know. They are to them. It's like oh. They have nothing to say about it. All this beauty, that's the millennial generation. Okay, so you see all this beauty is extremely beautiful. This is human animals. This is in India, by the way. So and cathedrals, yeah, of course, millennial generation, they don't care about they about this grand cathedral. They are far removed from it, especially also because partly because Christianity is kind of went away. It's dying. It's So I was talking about millennial generation. So what they into, of course, the memes and even these kind of anime, this kind of great drawings. This is truly, this takes years to master, okay, to draw these, as opposed to Rage comics. Millennial generation into that Rage comics. You go to a website meme template and then you copy and you fucking idiots. The millennial generation, fuck. So millennial generation, yeah, so they into memes. They, this kind of thing, they don't appreciate, because they've seen so many. They're all, because of the internet, they don't have, when they see these, they don't say, oh my God, this beautiful drawing or things like that. They don't care. Their brains You know what's going on? Truly is because their life is too comfy. Their life is too comfortable. They don't have to do nothing to earn a living. They just go eat pizza, especially in USA, America. Okay, drive, you go eat pizza, whatever. You go. Millennial generation, that's what they are like. So I was going to say, so what millennial generation are into, for example, Rage Comics, which happens to be actually this is great, okay, because and also remember, I'm not saying that millennial generation are stupid, okay, that's not true. In fact, I think IQ wise, it's actually we getting better, but it's just the cultural, the perception of things. They are becoming kind of degenerate. That's what they become. They become degenerate, and they care about nothing. They don't appreciate beauty. And most of the things I put on my website actually are beautiful, including beautiful girls. So yeah, I don't have that many millennial generation things, but you know what I'm talking about. You go to Twitter, then you see millions of them every day. So what are you guys talking about? I'm Gen Z. Okay, Gen Z is kind of similar. Okay, so let me tell you. So I study things, from history, from linguistics aspect. That's what I'm into. From psychology aspect, from science or math, I'm into kind of lots of things. There are certain fields I'm not too interested. For example, financial stuff. But anyway, so so what I want to say is that so anyway, millennial generation, okay, they are degenerate. Yeah, they are getting degenerate, and I think it's a collapse of USA. Possibly collapse of, it's an indication, or possibly we'll see collapse of USA and also white countries. Okay, so that's about that. So Pepe, we were talking about Pepe. So now let's drop back. Let's get to elisp. Okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna. So today is gonna be random. So I'm going to talk random all over the place. Okay, Are you a millennial? Girl says, GIR says, are you a millennial? Of course I'm not. Well, I was born in 1968. I mean, I'm an open book, okay? You probably you probably haven't known me. You are new here probably, but most people who watch me, know a lot about me, my website, I'm a kind of open book, my history, my life history, my age, and it's open. So I was born in 1968. So technically, I'm the generation after the boomer, or maybe the last boomer. Okay, I'm the generation after boomer. What's the name? Boomer generation. Okay, we can find baby boomers. Okay, that's a full name, baby boomers. So if we look at the so I'm generation X. Yeah, 1965 to 1980. I'm generation X. Okay. Then you got the fucking millennial. Fuck. Then you got generation Z. Generation Z is kind of similar to millennial, but I can't say it's better or worse, but basically the millennial generation, the onset, the characteristics, what made them is the internet. It's actually technology. Technology is the most fundamental thing that changes society, that changes cultural norms, that changes society for good or bad. Okay, and millennial generation, their thing is because they are like that is because internet, mostly internet, or in general it's called communication technology. So internet, then iPhone begin, with Apple made it hugely popular. That's the era, that's the decade where everyone has a pocket phone that's more powerful than a computer. You can talk to anyone internationally. So millennial generation, they are kind of they are most influenced by internet mostly and phone technology. So they are the kind of the first generation to born with the internet technology. So they are like, I'm talking about American millennial generation, or more broadly white, okay, Western society. Now in Asia or other places, of course they also have millennial generation, but they are not quite the same as the Western ones. There are some parts that are similar, okay, similar characteristics, but some are not. I'm mostly talking, when I say millennial generation, I'm mostly talking about American, because this is where I live. What I see, I know, every day. So millennial generation, so I'm generation X, okay? So back to what I was saying, so these millennial generation idiots, self-entitled and know nothingers, they they say boomer, oh, okay, boomer, but their boomer refers to themselves, 30 years old boomers. Okay, so back and forth. So right now I want to start the pink window where it shows my Emacs command log. So I want, so normally I just call these keys, you see, start command log mod. So for example, I call it, do it, then every key I press, you can see my keystrokes and you can see my command name, in Emacs. But what I want to do now, I want to have a key. So instead of me doing, meta x start command log, I want to have a key. Just press a key and you'll start that. So let's do that. So that's the first thing I want to do, okay? Copy that. So now open bookmark. I want to go to XAR Emacs key, okay? So here is my Emacs key. I want to add one for start command log mod, okay? So copy that, do that, that, okay? So the key, which key should I bind this command? Which shortcut should I have? That's a art and science. I have to think about it for 10 minutes. But typically what people do is you just slap it on, because it takes quite some time to decide, which key actually do I want that to be. Yeah, so I have to think. So for now it's just leader key, XAR user key, some leader key, then HS, okay? So okay, so let's restart Emacs, save file, yes, okay? One key press to start Emacs, okay? One key. Fantastic. Okay, now open a new window. Now magnify, okay, now go here. Now let me press that key, space HS to start command log mod, okay? Space HS. There you have it, okay? Fantastic, that's one step done. Now another thing I want to do is that every time I start a YouTube live stream, I need to magnify the font. So because normally, okay, close, reopen. Normally it's this size. It's too small for you guys to see. So every time I open a new buffer, I have to magnify it twice. Open a new buffer, But I wanted to set the default font to be 16. Okay, so normally what I do is I go to settings file. Okay, so you can see this Lisp code that sets the default font. So I copy it, create a new buffer, paste it, magnify so you can see, and set it to XAR Emacs Lisp mod and magnify again. Whenever you change mod, it becomes the default size again. So then I go here, I say console 16. Okay, then I evaluate the buffer. Okay, now every time I open a new buffer, for example, open a new window, okay, then that's the default, that's a 16 size. Okay, so it's kind of tedious. I have to open the file, I have to close that, I have to open this file, copy that, open a new buffer, paste it here, set it to XOR Emacs list mod, then change it here, then evaluate it, then close this and don't save, and close that file. You know, too many steps. I want now one command that does that and give it a key. So I just press one key and it does that. Okay. So let's start to write that command. So let's go to this. I'm just going to go very fast. Do we have the, yeah, so here you see my, meanwhile here you see my Emacs command for now. Okay. So now the task is create a command that set the default font size in Emacs and give that command a key. So let's do that. So go to, where do I go to? Go to a brief. So this is my Emacs init file. Search for miscellaneous. So this file I put miscellaneous commands, you know, just like a dumpster. Then later on, after a few months or something, I clean up this file, move the functions to appropriate places. So okay, so define, so set, okay, XOR set default font. Okay, let's shrink that. Okay, so here is the new command. So we got a lot to do. I'm gonna just talk fast and then stop and keep typing. Okay, so version date, today's date. So this will be set default font to 16 for live stream, for YouTube live stream. Okay, this is just a draft version of the doc. Okay, so how do you do that? So okay, so how do you do that? Go to the, okay, copy that, close that, remove that window and paste it here. So basically that's what you want to do. Okay, prettify the code, magnify. Okay, actually let's just increase that. So you see, XOR set default font, this is kind of just a temporary function I use for myself. So if the operating system is Windows, then if the console.last font exists, of course it does, because that's a default font on Windows. It's a default best monospace font. Okay, so change it to 16. Now, if I'm on the Mac, Darwin, then do Menlo something. Probably should be bigger, but anyway, I'm not on the Mac and I'm not on Linux, so don't worry about those. So okay, so here is my command. Great, evaluate it. So Emacs knows about that. Now go to my key binding file. So go to my init, search for key. Okay, so this is a file. Open it, and I want to give it a key. So let's just wait, what? Okay, what's the command name? Okay, XOR set default font. Okay, copy back to here. So that's the command I want. So copy it, put here. Now set default font D. Okay, let's make it just temporary keys. So you see, usually these three commands are called together whenever I want to do a live stream. XOR clear recent history. So I don't want you guys to see what kind of file I've been looking at, my personal files, phone files, file names. Then also, you know, then you know, set default font, then start Emacs log. Okay, so that's all related. So now create save file, save it. One key press to reopen Emacs again. So now we are setting up the Emacs session to truly begin. Now we begin the XOR talk show. Or before that is prelude. Okay, so let's see. So space wait. Okay, so I'm going to call these three commands. Okay, you're gonna see. Let me magnify first. Okay, actually let's do it this way. So first of all, I'm gonna call this command space HC. So if you look at the mini buffer at the bottom, XOR clear recent history done. Okay. Now let's call this command, okay, space, let's move this window to here. So because I want the command log mod to start in this window. So space HS. Fantastic. Now go back here. Space HD. Fantastic. Now actually I have to adjust the size of this window, something like that, then close that, then close that. And actually we dive into eShell, git status, git add, git commit, do, git push. Now it's on my GitHub, okay? So close now close. Now the real beginning of XR Talk Show. Okay, but before we do that, we switch to browser. Copy the URL back to Emacs, paste it here. So this is what we are going to do, okay? Paste it here, linkify, then open the URL. So you are looking at this page. I want to move that pepe, this image, to the top, okay? So cut it to the top because that's the best one. Then I want to change the update date, you see, by Kasali date, that, okay? So I press the key, you see it's updated, show in browser, magnify, fantastic, beautiful. Pepe's got a girlfriend, okay? Pepe's got a girlfriend. You know, so related to this artwork, I want to show you, let's go to my artwork blog, okay? Related, I discovered this one, okay? So this is a Warjack character, you know, whatever. And this is, this girl, she's got a name, Doomer Girl, I think. Stupid millennial generation jargons, okay? So this, I find these comics fantastic, okay? So this guy, you know, Warjack, sad face, millennial generation, you know, got nothing to do. And, you know, you want to go out sometimes, like, and she says, yes. And a few weeks later, they are together, and you can see a kind of smiley, happy face, and the girl is also happy. So this is fantastic. This is, you know, there's a word for this. That's called romance, okay, romantic. That's the human animal. That's the fundamental part of human animals. Every human animals for thousands, millions of years, okay? Even the millennial generation idiots cannot escape it. So this is great thing. You know, this is how we survive. This is how the romance, you know, sex is a fuck, you know, fucking, that's a biological perspective. But from a cultural or human perspective, you know, you can say romance, love. So this is how we are not, you know, this is why we are not extinct yet. We have the desire to be paired together, love, okay? Love. So this is a great artwork that shows, you know, one of the most fundamental thing about humanity, and even the millennial generations cannot escape it. It's a great thing, okay? I think, to me, this comic is kind of outstanding from the thousands of mean shit, idiot, crap of the millennial generation. This is a good thing. And I hope you guys, if you are young, you know, starting, you know, your life or whatever, I hope you guys also find your mate. Okay? So that's about that. Copy the URL, go back to XR Talk Show, and okay, close that, paste it here, show the pink window, linkify it, make it a list, and combine the list, okay? Then show in browser, let's see what we got, okay? So I want to do demo some Wolfram mod. I want to demo what we did yesterday, fantastic, okay? And I'm going to start to code Wolfram language. And we talked about creating a key for that. And okay. So we talked about let's let's write it down. Okay, so I want to write down what we've done. So in Emacs, instead of saying creating a shortcut, you say bind a key. You know, that's a kind of Emacs community, Emacs ways of thinking. The Unix kind of community's way of saying, you know, in Windows, you say create a shortcut key, create a keyboard shortcut for some command. In Emacs, you say bind a key for something. So that's, so wait, okay, hold on a second. Okay, so yeah, so we have let me just write that. Okay, start command log. Okay, so we write a command that and give it a key. Okay, that's what we did. Make it code. Create a key for bind a key. Okay, bind a key for XOR recent history. Write a command XOR set default font and give it a key. And also see, we did these three. Okay, we did these three. Now let's clean up here. Now we also talked about okay, we talked about Pepe and girlfriend, Pepe and Pepe. Her name, you know, her name is Pepe. Fantastic name. Also, the naming is important for, you know, if naming is quite, you know, it's part of the art. You know, just like poetry. You know, the way you name something, especially mean stuff, how you name it matters. You know, just like poetry, there are good poetry, there are bad poetry. Good poetry, good poetry tickles you, you know, or good song, good music, you know, it vibrates your emotion. You know, what's the word? It you know, it touches you. So what I'm saying is that the title, you know, Pepe and Pepe, her name is Pepe, and it, you know, the naming matters, because if you have bad poetry, you read it, you know, it doesn't, you don't relate to it. Okay, so when the name is good, it vibes, you know, something like that. So we talked about that. We talked about millennial generation, milengen, and the jargon boomer. Okay. Okay. Then we did these three Emacs things. Then let me show you some of the things we did yesterday. Okay, Wolfram language. Let's start Wolfram language. Let's okay, so let's open a new one, Wolfram language. Let's see, claim bottle. Okay, we did this. So I wrote a XOR Wolfram mod. Okay, for example, if I want to know if let's begin. Okay, so for example, let's create a Wolfram language code, make it a template. So now pp parametric plot 3D. So I just type pp3 space. You see it extended to that space. You see you got the parametric function. So let's say 0 to 9, 0 to 9. Okay, so function sine cosine. Let's change it to sine. Okay, let's see what happens to this. Okay, let's just plot it. Let's see what happens. A line, incredible. Okay, I don't want a line. Let's say sine u times what? Okay, let's modify here. Sine u times cosine v. Copy that back to WolframLang. Let's see what happens. Okay, that doesn't look. Oh yeah, because you don't want them to be the same. So cosine. What is this? Okay, so interesting. What is this? Twisty. Okay, so let's change the cosine uv, cosine u times. Let's see, v plus u. You know, this is the fun part of math. Okay, what is this? Okay, so the point I want to say. So yesterday we did. So if suppose I want to look up the documentation for parametric 3D. So in Emacs, I just press a key. So what is a key? Let's see. Here. F9T, okay? So there it is, okay? So that's one of the things we did yesterday. And now, let's, copy that. Copy. Paste, okay? Now delete that. Paste it here. Okay? Prettify show in browser. So we got Wolfram language code here. Now if I want to make a link to that URL, I just copy that. Okay, so paste it here. Call word to link. Wolfram word to link. Okay, so it becomes a link. Okay, there's a bug. You see this 3D part I can show you here. So there's a bug. Okay. Yeah, every time you know. So let's fix it. Let's fix it on the fly. So Wolfram word to link is a interactive list closure in that inside HTML mod. So let's go to the source code. So here is the code. Narrow to region. Magnify. So we're gonna modify the code so that it will grab the 3 as part of it, you know, as under the cursor. So are you guys still with me? Whoa, what a pessimistic rant. What pessimistic rant? Are you talking about my reference to the collapse of USA? You know, if you read my what I talked about, you know, on Discord, because, you know, even I do YouTube videos for like an hour almost every day in the past, you know, that is not enough to convey, you know, the millions of things happening in the world. So suppose, you know, if you want to know my opinion, you know, it's not necessarily great, okay? But you know, suppose I want to know your opinion about something. It's not 1 hour a day. It's not enough. Well, unless you cover specific things. Anyway, so back to the point. You know, there's this thought. You know, collapse of the USA is happening. Okay, for, you know, I can talk about this topic, but, you know, then Google, YouTube is gonna censor me. You see, that's one of the problem. That's one of the indication of the fall of USA. Okay, you know, censorship. YouTube is gonna censor. You know, and YouTube control information, control what you can say, control what you cannot say. There's no more free flow of information and ideas. Okay, let's go. Let's fix this code. Let's see. So I want to grab. So the problem is that thing or region. Oh yeah. So I want to add 0 to 9 here. 0 to 9. So I want to also need to grab the numbers. Okay. But yeah. Okay. So expand. Put today's date. Update. Evaluate it. Okay. Now go back. Now undo. So can we undo? Yeah. So let's do it again. Okay. So what's the key? Wait. What's the key? I forgot. Let's search for it. There it is. Word to link. F9 IW. For me, it's thumb key. My thumb key is F9. On my Kinesis keyboard. On this fantastic Kinesis keyboard. Can you see it? Where is my OBS audio? Yeah. So you see, this is F9 set in Emacs. So, okay. That is the Kinesis Advantage 2, which I talked about many times. It's fantastic, and also it's red switches, brown. I mean red, linear. You want linear light switches. The one I'm using is Cherry MX Silent Red. So you go to my website, just search for XR keyboard. You'll find Kinesis and buy it. Okay, so I want to link this Wolfram language word into the Wolfram language website. Okay, so I just call this command. I forgot what's the name again. I mean, what's the key? Search for. Okay, IW. So F9 IW. There it is, and make it a list. Okay, then show in browser. Then you see reference. Then you can click. You see, that's a command. You see, why do I need this? Because if you write a lot tutorial or blogs, then for example, you can see if you go to my programming blog, you can see lots of references. Sometimes, like if I'm going to explain Wolfram language, how it works, sometimes I need references so people can click. So that is why this command fantastically useful. For example, let's say I want to know the function polyhedron. So I just type here. So actually, let me show you what I'm going to type. Okay, I create a Wolfram language template, then go to the buffer. Then you can see this is actually in XR Wolfram mod. Okay, you can see this. This is the mod. So I type poly h tab for completion. You see the first choice is polyhedron. Okay, enter. Okay, that's I got completion of 7,000 function names. Okay, now copy that polyhedron. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do that. So anyway, close that. So I paste polyhedron here. Now press the key. There it is, a link. Now if we go back to if we show in browser, let's make it a list. Okay, show in browser. There it is. So that's why it's useful. Now let me show you another command. Is that sometimes you already have a Wolfram language link. Okay, so if you already have it, you can paste it here and linkify, and then you show in browser. It will show in that format instead of the full URL. You don't want the full URL. So that's the 3 commands I did live online. I finished 2 of them, and I completed afterwards. And today we made a bug fix. So that's a demo of those. Okay, now back here, close, delete. Okay, now let's do some. Am I in sync with you guys? We can take this to Discord. You are right about YouTube. Yeah. I should give you guys a warning, those of you watching me. So I have a Discord, but over there, lots of opinion flies. Okay, lots of opinion flies. Wait, I don't even have it. Okay, so let me show, because I don't want to show my I have a Discord, lots of opinion flies and lots of weird people. But that's the thing, free speech. That's part of the thing. Free speech, I mean, free speech, the phrase free speech has become very political. So when I say free speech, almost, already, people have a preconceived idea, like what you are saying. But so I don't like the word, that's America's problem. I don't want to talk about politics, because people, YouTube is gonna censor. And also because Americans, so free speech, that's free speech. The concept is free speech is fundamental. It's part of the American culture, okay, deeply, the free speech and democracy and so on. But now, anyway, so I'm not going to go into details. Let's get back to Wolfram language and coding, okay? So we did this. So what else to talk about? No comments, okay? So I'm gonna do. So I'm going to code. Some Wolfram language stuff then. So how long have I been talking? Close to an hour. So, but I have a lot to do, so let me do it. Sphere, we did yesterday. Client bottle, we need another representation of client bottle, so let's do that. Okay, first of all, let's go to Wikipedia, okay? So there is client bottle, and client bottle is an interesting surface because okay, so they give that, okay, yeah, 4D intersection. They have several parameterizations of the client bottle. The one I want is not here, but can we so let's go to Wolfram client bottle. Let's use this parameterization. Now, is there a okay? So I'm trying to find. So I don't have a notebook here. So what is this? Okay. Yes, this Wolfram math word is the most idiotic and non-professional website. So here's another advice: never, if you want to study math or math-related information on the web, Wolfram math word is the worst. Okay, it's the worst. The better place is just encyclopedia, Wikipedia. Okay. So let's go to Wikipedia, because Wikipedia's information is far richer, far more professional when it comes to mathematics. Okay, far more richer, more professional, and more accurate. Okay, the Wolfram word is crap. It's crap. It's in many cases it's even incorrect, wrong information. So let's can you make a Pythagorean cup. What is that? Hello, Xa. I recently read one of your 2002 era article on paper on programming jargon. 2002 article on programming jargon. I think you are right about everything. Thank you. So what is Pythagorean cup? I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. So you pour water here and okay, Pythagorean cup of justice, something something. It's a practical joke device. Is a form of a drinking cup. Credit to Pythagoras of Samos. When it is filled beyond a certain point, a siphoning effect causes the cup to drain its entire content. Okay, yeah. So can I make it in Wolfram language? Yes, of course. Yes, of course. But it it'll take an hour to an hour or so. Yeah, it will take an hour to create that, to plot this, and so in order to plot this, so you see, in order to plot this is depending on how you want to go. Okay, so if you presume the cup, the surface of a cup is just like a thin, no thickness, just like a surface, then how do you represent this hole? I have to think about how the hole is actually constructed. So you have a hole. Okay, think of a straw. Okay, so you have a straw kind of going up and down. Yeah, so essentially it's like you have a straw poking from the bottom of the cup. That's right. So yeah, the easiest model is just to have a straw poking at the bottom of the cup. Yeah. So so in order to, so how do you? Oh yeah. So it is possible. So what I'm thinking, first of all, is that whether you actually have to create a model with the thickness to represent, the cup, or so if you need a thickness, then it's like, basically you create a model, draw something like that. Then it's more complex. Or can you simply represent the cup by just a surface, like no thickness? Then the problem is, how do you represent that hole? That's easy. It's basically just a straw. Okay. Yeah, essentially. So you just have a parabola. Okay. All you have to do, very simple. Okay. All you have to do is let me show you. Okay. All you have to do is you just have a paraboloid, or even something like that. Okay. Just the top half. Then you just basically draw a cylinder with empty, inside, and poking through the bottom to the top. Then basically that will work as an actual model. Yeah. So that's pretty easy. But should we do it? Yeah, I can do it now, but it will take 20 minutes, and the result is not so beautiful. So let's not do it. So I want to do client bottle. So first of all, I want to plot the client bottle. Okay, so let's get back to the figure 8 immersion. Okay, that's that. We already have the 4D non-intersecting. Okay, so that is a different one. PR, can be modeled after the flat torus. Okay, what is this? Okay, so then bottle shape, the parameterization of the three-dimensional immersion of the bottle itself is much more complicated. the parameterization of the three-dimensional immersion of the bottle. I don't know what is it talking about, but let's try it. Okay, so first of all, show this page. Okay, close it, and we talked about Pythagorean cup. Okay, go to talk show, Pythagorean cup, paste it here so that we something. Okay, then close that. I don't want Wolfram word. Okay, copy that, claim bottle, and we go back here, open claim bottle, then let's go here, WolframLang. Okay, parametric plot 3D. Okay, then we gonna write this formula. This formula is going to be, let's magnify. So let's try this one. Okay, so you have two variables, r equals to, let's say 4. Okay, so you got two r pp. Okay, so two variables, let's say two that then you have r times tedious, this cosine theta divided by 2 times this tedious to type this cosine v minus sine t divided by 2 and sine 2v. Okay, so that, then that, wait, x, y, z, and w. So this is a non-intersecting four-dimensional parameterization. Okay, so that's a four-dimensional. So this is a four-dimensional surface. We cannot plot it. We wasted our time. So actually what we need is this one. You see, but the idiotic, the Wikipedia, you cannot copy this. Wolfram, client bottle, the formula for, Wolfram language is the earliest to plot client bottle, like in the 1990s. There's, in fact, one of the Wolfram language version 2 or version 1, client bottle is one of their logo, something like that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure there's tons on the web. Okay, Mathematica client bottle. Okay, let me just find the formula. Okay, okay, so this is a four-dimensional client bottle projected into 3 dimensions, something like that. Oh, he built a continuous transformation of the client bottle from 4D to 3D. Fantastic. And this is actually Wolfram language code. Yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, so what's the question? Answer it. How to visualize a four-dimensional parametric surface give function for producing images. Okay, blah blah blah. Let's try this fun thing. Okay, this is Wolfram language code. And what's the other pages? Let's see, what is this page? Download, okay, download to desktop, copy to clipboard. So that's another. And what's this one? Colored client bottle. You know, this Wolfram language live version, they don't usually work well on the web. You need, Wolfram language Mathematica. Yeah, that's not so good. But first of all, let's try this one, okay? So select all, paste, okay? So this is XAR Wolfram mod, so you can see. Okay, let's go to Wolfram language. Paste it. Magnify. So here's the code. Let's check the code. Check the code looks okay. There's no, virus. Run it. There it is. So what is this? So this is a 4D client bottle. This is a 4D client bottle without intersection. But we are looking at the projected to 3D version, and he is transforming it into the more typical shape, topological representation, one of the shape. So what is he doing? X, Y, Z. Okay, so this formula is basically the same from Wikipedia, a 4-dimensional client bottle. Then he defined a function client UV to be a module, and with these local variables by 16 sign. So if something sign is 2 pi, so let's make this better. Okay, so go to standard mod. Okay, so we can see the actual math typesetting. Okay, so it's much easier to read. So module is like Lisp's let. It's a function to declare local variables. So this part is local variables. So you have vx, then you have by, then you have rad, then you have xyz capital. Okay, then x equals to that. If that, then x equals to that. Okay, if u is between pi and 2 pi, then that, otherwise that. Then y is this if expression. If it's between pi and 2 pi, then by, otherwise by plus z. Okay, so basically if it's within a range, then it bx and by. So this is bx, so this is by. Okay, so basically just minus plus all this rad. Okay, so this is a function of 2 variables, and it returns basically a list of 3 things, basically 3 functions. Okay, 3 expressions of u and v. Yeah, so this function takes u and v value, and it returns 3. Basically, it returns a point in space. Okay. Then what is this claim bottle 4D to 3D? Okay, PRE alpha M, parametric plot. So So where is this kind used? So what is this? So xy xyzt xy that plus, okay, that plus client. So this is where the function is used. Okay, then u from 0 to 2 pi, v from 0 to 2 pi, plot range or mesh none. Actually, let's say mesh true. Let's say mesh full. Okay, exclusion none, boxed false, boxed true. So I want to see it. X is true. Plot style opacity, color function hue. Okay. Then this animation. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I don't want the hue. Hue is annoying because hue usually looks pretty, but they make the visualization worse. Okay, let's say gray level. Okay, that's the color function. Okay, so let's not even have color function. Let's do that. And opacity, let's say 1. I don't want it to be so opacity 1. I don't want it to be transparent. Wait. Oh yeah, it's you should wait. This is not so good. This shouldn't be like that, okay? You shouldn't see a block like that. This is not well done. You see that? Okay, this is not, this is not a very good one. Who is this? Alex Tronev. Looks like Russian. Russian people are good with math. Russians, a lot great Russian mathematicians. And what about this copy to clipboard? Okay, let's try some of these. I haven't tried some of these Wolfram things. Oh, so you can actually just copy it. So what does this adjustment do? Okay, axis of rotation. Okay, we don't care about that. And what is this? Oh, this is some kind, what? What does this do? shape parameters, okay. Display options. Okay, so now this is solid. This is opaque. I want solid. It doesn't look good. Incomprehensible. This thing is incomprehensible. Performance quality, okay. Color. Randomize everything. Okay, now. Okay, what is this? Mesh. Yeah, okay, with mesh is much better. So this is supposed to be a client bottle, but it does not. Okay, so this is graphics done in Wolfram language, from their demonstrations project. Demonstration project is their website where you have tens of thousands or 100,000 contributions from people. You can upload yours. So usually they try to visually demonstrate some mathematics, some geometry, or some physics or science visual demonstration. So this one is written by, who is this? Source code, Richard. Okay, so 2013, Richard Henningen. So he uploaded this, and here's a copyright, by common license. So that's what visual demonstration project is. Everyone can upload stuff. Usually visually demonstrate some physics or math stuff or engineering. And so this one, 4D rotations. So this one is titled 4D rotations of a client bottle. You can copy it, and we have seen it. 4D rotation. Okay, so it satisfies what it claims to do. It's a 4-dimensional rotation of the client bottle. That's right. So you have 4 axes to rotate about. Then you also have it's kind of weird because it's a 4-dimensional thing. You have quite a few axes to rotate about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They show the combination of axes. Then shape parameter. Okay, so yeah, but they it does what it claims to do, but it does not really teach you about what is client bottle or how it transforms from 4D or to 3D. How is the projection done? It doesn't teach you that. It just 4D rotations of the client bottle. Okay, that's not so good. Okay, I don't like it. I mean, it's pretty good, okay, but I don't care about 4D rotations. I want to see the. Okay, that's that's. So what else are there in this one? Okay, and that one, then this one. Copy to clipboard. Let's see what that is about. Paste it here. And let's see, what does this draw? Okay, this one is even more lousy. Yeah, this one is even lousy. What is it supposed to do? Colored client bottle. Okay, yeah, I can see it's colored, but what is it you are trying to show? So this visualization shows an animation of a client bottle into R3, a closed non-orientable surface. It can be created by joining both pairs of opposite ends of a rectangle after giving one pair of a half twist. it can be embedded in four-dimensional space without self-intersection. Yeah, okay, but it doesn't do nothing. It's no good. So I believe a lot of things you see on Wolfram demonstration project is like this. Usually by students, not very good. So you waste a lot of time. But some of them are superb. Okay. But also the other thing I'm interested is in how does this work. Okay. So when I copy this, let's see, source code, copy resource object. So I want to see the source code, but usually I think I can see it. Yeah, so double click. Okay, yeah. So here's the code. So this, 20 lines of code will do this. Now what about this one? Let's open it. Okay, here's the code. Okay, let's shrink. Let's shrink so we can see. Let's magnify. So this is like more like 200 lines for the four-dimensional rotation. Manipulate, show, parametric plot, then a bunch of options. Okay, then you have a projection function. He wrote this function himself, project 4D to 3D. So you have show, then you have a bunch of user interface for the manipulate, control type none, and then you have, what is this, control type. Okay, so all these are user interface widgets. Style and grid, then control placement, more control. What is this? Control placement, initialization. Oh God. Okay. Compile. Okay, anyway, so I don't, this is not so good. Okay, so that's not so good. So what am I going to do? I'm going to close this. I don't care. I don't care for that. I don't care for that. I don't care for that. Okay, Wikipedia. So now back to my, okay, delete that, show in browser. Okay, that's, close that. Let me do something else, okay? Cross cap surface. So let's plot this one. So I have this GCF deleted, then copy that, go to the top, paste it here, and zip file, unzip it. Okay, delete the Mac OS directory, delete the zip file, open the notebook. This is 15 years old notebook. Okay, copy it, close it, paste it here, go to Wolfram language, paste it here. Okay, what about this one? Okay, it's about the same. Delete that. Then this notebook, we can close it. We don't need it. Open it, delete it, delete that, and delete that. Okay, and now we want to show a cross cap. Show in browser. That's right. I want to have this image. I want to make it boxed force. Axis force. Let's see how it works. Okay, so pi and pi close it and boundary style. Okay, and plot points. Max recursion 0. So I have full control of how many points to plot. I want plot style, let's say opacity, okay? What is this? Wow. Now I don't fully understand the relations between, I still don't fully understand the relations between the grids on the surface and the edges of the polygons that makes up the surface. I don't fully understand it. So right now if I say edge form red, that means every edge of the polygon is red. Let's say thick. Okay. Edge form, what is the Oh, this is looking better than before. You can see some kind of spiral on this thing. You see this? You see we tracing this spiral? Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do, what? What? Let's add some reflection. $5.20. So let's say 5.50. Okay, the surface is not very smooth. As you can see, their reflection is kind of so. Max recursion, let's say 3. Now let's say 4. Now we got a problem of too many in the middle. That means we need to adjust the parameterization. Okay. Specularity. Let's try opacity again. 0.9. 0.5. The color is not so good. Okay, this is getting kind of boring. Max recursion. Yeah, this is getting worse. Our earlier version is much better. Specularity red. Then what is the glow? Specularity darker. Glow. Specularity white. So specularity is a graphics directive which specifies that surface of 3D graphics objects which follow are to be taken to have specularity S. Use specular exponent N. What? Oh, what? Oh, so I guess if you have transparency, then it affects specularity. They are kind of related. Anyway, I'm kind of tired of this. Now you see they cross a bit. I don't know what is going on. And I don't want, and I want to change color. Okay, so this color, so let's try some random color. Okay, so let's try some random color here. Okay, so now we try 0.8. Try again. Try again. Okay, I think I like this. Okay, I'm gonna use this. Max recursion, let's say 4. Okay, now the color changed. I like that. Previous color. Do it again. Do it again until it gets a color I like. Let's just use this, okay? Save graphics. PNG. Okay, then copy that, paste, delete that, color file, syntax color file, then the image here, cross cap. Hello, who else is here? I can do that in true basic. Really? Are you kidding? What? Okay, I believe John Houghton Conway suggested a different name than cross cap. Okay, this is fantastic. I want that. So replace the old image with that one. So cross cap, delete that, show. So we have that, and we have the formula, and we have some explanation. The cross cap is a representation of the projective plane, and blah blah blah. Then yeah, so that's what we want. And if we go back here, we need to replace this icon. So go here, make a small image. So here is the icon, cut the file path, then go to the directory on top, then search for cross cap here, so you can see it's there. Then paste the image, linkify it, go to the browser, refresh, you can see the new image. Now we're gonna delete the old, delete it, go to the browser. Okay, so I also need to do this. I need to add a div on them. So refresh, fantastic, we got that done. So message retracted. So I'm just going to continue. This is just gonna be, because our talk show is now kind of just my walk-in session. Okay, close that. So we finished that. So that is what we're gonna, so we finished that cross cap. Kind of, I'm gonna work on this on and on and on. There's tons to do. So what about this one? There's no simple formula, but we need to delete this GCF file. So this GCF file is a graphing calculator. It's a graphing calculator is a fantastic application. Okay, I talked about in one of my video. Is this one? No, it's not that one. It's created by a hacker, which kind of nuke. Okay, so here's his website, very old. This is 1999's website style. He's still working on this, so you might buy his stuff. Anyway, so that's a graphing calculator file. That's what this file is, and I'm going to delete all of them on my website because I had them like 20 years ago. I don't have it now. Okay, so now what I want to do, I'm just going to work on my website. Okay, let's check this page, close that, check this page. Okay, that's fantastic. Close that, go to my talk show, sphere. Okay, client bottle. Okay, we still need to modify that. Cross cap surface. Okay, just for the first version. Paraboloid. Okay, let's do this. I wanted to paraboloid is the most simple. Okay, so all these we did today, we don't need anymore. I'm not going to keep them. So so there it is, your paraboloid. Okay, so color function. So let's add a color function, plot style, directive, random color, and so on. Yeah, I want random color. avoid default color of any application when you can, because otherwise everyone's website is gonna look the same. So this is a paraboloid. I mean, this is a paraboloid. The cross section of this thing is a parabola. In fact, it's just a surface of revolution of a parabola. Okay. Now this is one way to look at it. Another way is that you want a bounding box. You see, right now the bounding box is a box. It's a cube. But alternatively, you should have a circle, a ball to be a rounding box. When you do that, what's going on? When you do that, if you have a circle as a bounding box, then you won't see this thing at the edge. You will see, in fact, a circle. So it's more like a cone. It's more like a cup. So that's some interesting thing about. Hold on a second. Let's regenerate this. Okay, so let's magnify. Let's save this as. Okay, then also copy that for my website, paste it here, delete that. Okay, make it HTMLized, then add the image here, show in browser. Fantastic. Okay, now delete the old one. Okay, then we make a thumbnail. Here's a path, delete it, then go to the top of the page, then you see paraboloid, search for paraboloid here, paste the image, make the link, go to the browser, refresh. So this is a new one. Fantastic. Now delete the old one, delete that, delete that, that. Fantastic. Okay, then so we got the formula. Paraboloid is the surface. Okay, surface of revolution of the curve parabola. Okay, let's move that to the top, then show. So here's the formula. Then there's a zip file. What I'm doing is update my website that was that's created some 15 years ago. So unzip the file. Let's see what we got. Delete the mag, delete the zip, do it, then open the Mathematica Wolfram notebook. Let's see what it's in here. Nothing. Okay, so nothing. Close it, back to Emacs, open the file, delete it, refresh, remove all backup files, do it, yes. Okay, so now we just got this new image. Okay, then we got this file gz. This is a polyhedron. Actually we don't need this gz anymore. Why is it there? Because back then, 15 years ago, you have Java applets that runs in browser. So I actually have an applet that allows you to rotate this 3D graphics in the browser. But the Java applet mechanism has been removed beginning with Google. Google decided to remove it. They cite safety reasons. But in reality, it's more than that, more than just safety. They cite safety, security reasons, because the reason, part of the reason Google removed it, since Google removed it in their browser, and Google browser is the most popular, then other browsers also started to remove it. So today, thousands of Java applets that's written in 1990s and early 2000s, they are gone. So the part of the reason they removed it, Google officially says it's for security reasons, but I suppose part of the reason is political because Java is not Google's product. Java, Sun Microsystems created Java and it's got bought by Oracle, and Oracle are not exactly Google's friends. Of course, they have a lawsuit between Oracle and Google about Java because Google kind of stole it, I would say. Google is not a good guy. So this opinion is contrary to most tech geekers. They think, anyway, Google basically took part of the Java API, the user interface, and re-implemented for their Android phone, which also angered Apple because Google is stealing Apple's bread. So fundamentally, the issue is really about money and about profit, about you and me, you versus me, not about security or whatever. So lots of so this is part of drama. So I have this file. This is data file for Polygon, and I'm going to delete it now because it's no longer useful because it was used for the Java visualization. Now you cannot do that. Also, the other reason is that this graphics 3D, you see, this is Wolfram language syntax. You see graphics 3D, then polygon. So each polygon specifies, each polygon takes several arguments. Each one is a point, three-dimensional point, coordinate. So and polygon is just a bunch of let me show you, okay? So if I can see. So anyway, polygon is just a bunch of points. They form a polygon in 3 space, okay? So then you have hundreds of polygons. So you can see, you have hundreds, thousands, 10,000s of polygons. So they form a surface. And this is Wolfram syntax. But now, beginning around 2007, Wolfram created, this is still works, but however, Wolfram created a newer syntax to represent 3D graphics called graphics complex. Okay, graphics 3D complex also. Let's see. For example, let's so I'm in Wolfram mod. Okay, so let's say XR Wolfram. Okay, so now you can see now I'm in Wolfram mod. So let's make this. Let's add a space to it, okay? So each one is just a line. So now it's easier to see. So you see, so now I'm in XR Wolfram mod. So you can see it's colored. You see, so before 2007, every 3D image is represented in Wolfram language by this graphics 3D function, kind of inert function. So this thing then contains a bunch of graphics primitives. Then Wolfram reads this and will show graphics like that. Okay, this is before 2007 and still works now. But however, there's a flaw with this image syntax because, for example, if you look at the parabola, you see you have lots of polygons. Now, each of the polygon, they share many points. So essentially, many of these points are repeated many times. For example, like 4 times. Each point is repeated 4 times. For example, this number. Can we find another? You see there, okay? Twice. For example, let's pick another number, this one. Can you find another there, So essentially, each point is repeated 4 times in general, So that makes the graphics kind of redundant. It's not a efficient format to represent the graphics. You see, for example, let's try this point, okay? Search, so again, it's repeated 4 times. Let's try this one. Okay, so that's so Wolfram language has a new kind of syntax for graphics 3D that does not repeat. So how does the new one work? Okay, let me show you. Okay, first of all, let's go to let's call T lookup Wolfram doc. Okay, so you are looking at the documentation for the graphics 3D function. Let's turn on JavaScript. Okay, so wait, can we refresh? Okay, so graphics 3D. So it, lots of documentation. This is the most fundamental. This is the data. This is the syntax to represent all graphics in Wolfram language. Graphics 3D. Any three-dimensional graphics. Okay, not 2D. 2D is just, there's a function called graphics. Anyway, so you can see, but so you see this is very old, from 1998, introduced in 1988, version 1. But in 2007, when Wolfram language 6 came out, they updated all the graphics. So they have a new format. Let me show you, okay? Called graphics 3D complex. I'm not sure they mentioned it. Okay, you will find it here, graphics 3D object. So basic 2D and 3D object, special 2D object, special 3D object, sphere, cuboid, and so on. Graphical, geographic visualization object, directives. Directives are controlling colors and things like that. Texture, opacity, dashing, coordinates, transformation, compound constructions. Okay, graphics complex. There it is. This is the So this is kind of the new format. Not necessarily replacing graphics, but it's just a new one. So in this way, this graphics complex takes two arguments. The first argument is just a list of points. That's it. Then the second argument refers to the point before that to indicate what vertices they use. So for example, let me explain. So for example, you see this one. First of all, you define V to be a bunch of points. This is two-dimensional, points. Then you have, then what? What is this graphics complex? Yeah, so you can see the graphics complex takes two arguments. The first argument is V, which is just a bunch of list of points. The second argument is a polygon. And inside the polygon, it says 1, 2, 3, 4. Those number just refers to the index of the, the list of points. So that means the polygon is the first point connected to the second point, connected to the third point, connected to the fourth point. So forming a kind of a square. But normally the polygon, the arguments to the polygon is a list of points, like we show here. So this graphics complex syntax is kind of more efficient way to store graphics, because you don't have repeated points anymore. Got a jet, brother. Glad to see you still working. Hey, see you guys. Wait, can you put on those number back up? I'm copying down by hand. What numbers? Can you put numbers back up? Okay, I think I'm done. I'm just working on my own website, so yeah, I don't need this anymore. Delete it. So in fact, I need to delete all files in this directory. So actually, if you go up here, go to PowerShell and the recurse include, let's magnify, include, then that. So you can see, okay, so you can see then dash name. Let's just dash name. So you can see all the files, that mgsgz, that's Mathematica graphics compressed by gz. So all these files should be deleted now because I don't need it anymore. Okay, let's delete them. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay, let's do it. So pipe it to remove. Okay, this is a PowerShell. Do it. Can you still find it? So we remove them all. Okay, so paraboloid and also .mb, this also remove that. Okay, and also let's show in browser. So paraboloid is the surface of revolution of the curve parabola. Okay, very interesting. You can see optical properties. Then, so if you revolve that around the line, then you get paraboloid. And what I want to do, yeah, we talked about using a boundary, a circular boundary to draw this. So let me try that. Okay. So let me try that. So this talk show, today's talk show is just non-stop of me working on my website. Where's my Google, YouTube? 4 people. So first of all, in order to have a ball boundary, I need to read the documentation. The documentation to, yes, because I've read yesterday while lying in bed reading the documentation, there is their region function. So this is what we want to use, region function. Okay. So click on region function. Fantastic. So I'm going to give it a region function here. Okay. So you can see paste a region function. Now what should the region function be? It should be inside a sphere. Okay. So region function, I'm not sure this will work, but let's try it. So x squared plus y squared plus z squared forms a ball. So their sum should be less than 1. I don't know if this will work. Let's try it. Fantastic! Let's say less than 10. Oh, what? Why is that less than, let's say, less than 10? Maybe because we don't have... Oh, yeah. Because we didn't extend the, let's say 10. We don't have enough extension of the surface. There it is. Okay, so it's funny, it's got this kind of region. So this means I know what's going on, so we can refine it, plot points. Let's say 200. Let's just max it out. It's kind of fun. Now X is force, okay? Okay, now this looks good. Yep, I'm gonna just use that. Now, is it possible to have like clear-cut spherical, clear-cut, you know, sharp, straight, no jagging? It should be possible, but how does this work? Region function. So we are specifying a region. That's right. Region function. Okay, I don't like this color. And 4 is it because now is it because we don't have enough polygons? 5.4000. 400. Yeah, so the more plot points, the more refined are the bounding the region cut. Okay, let's just use this one. I like this one. Okay. I want a different color. Let's see. 7 now is what YouTube is telling me. Hey Bart, you still here? It's kind of boring. Okay, so I'm just gonna, you know, this is just me working on my website. God, give me a good color, man. Okay, I'll just use that, I suppose. Save graphics. Okay, so show in browser. Fantastic. Now I need to crop this image. I don't want the, so open it, go to diet. Here is the image. Now there is a command. You see image auto crop F9D. F9D. There it is. So it created a cropped version. Show it. Indeed. Close it. Optimize PNG on that file so that you can compare the file size 179. Refresh. Good. It's actually smaller than the original. So this one deleted. This one we want. Copy the file path, close. Make an image link and rename it to that. Okay, do that. Fantastic. Okay, and we need to paste the formula, the Wolfram language formula. So the formula the code to generate this is this one. So paste it here, make it HTMLize. There it is. Okay, so I'm tired. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Visual poetry. So what's up, Bart? What have you been doing? Can you put those numbers back? Okay, I'm gonna go broad. So fantastic. Let's go. Let's check. Okay, let me go just check my stuff. Parabola. I have that updated. There are more things to need to work on. Ellipsoid. Lots of. Let's change to something. Let's change to doing something other things at all. So close that. Show. Close that. Close that. This is graphics complex. We explained. Close that. This is a graphing calculator. Let's actually reopen. Copy that. Paste it here. Linkify. Close. Graphing calculator. I don't care. Claim bottle. Close. I think I'm gonna go. And 12 o'clock already. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Bye guys. Bye, bot.